Hey, hey, hey. Welcome back. Welcome back to the Scorpio channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to my channel, I'm going to do a general message for Scorpio. Know that energy is fluid, roles can be reversed. Interpret the message as it best resonates. Also know on this channel and all my channels, I like to dive deep within the reading. So I do look at everything, but we take more time to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, and see how they play out as karmic themes to help you understand why your person is acting the way that they are. Like, when you're dealing with people that have a lot of spiritual blocks, they get in their own way. They sabotage the connection. So, what they feel is very rarely in alignment with what they do, and definitely out of alignment with what they say. So, it creates a lot of imbalances within the connection. So, understanding why the person does what they do allows you to see things from a non-judgmental place. A lot of times, if you're looking at a person's behavior as it's a reflection of you, like that this person's deliberately doing something, trying to make you feel as if you're unworthy, not good enough, it's going to create a lot of negative emotions. However, when you get to see the situation from a more psychological and emotional standpoint, you're able then to again look at it from a non-biased perception, and that allows you to look and see how you contributed to the imbalances in the connection instead of being triggered by the connection. Then you're able to implement new habits, new behaviorisms to shape shift your situation and quantum jump into the reality that you want to experience, an experience that's more in alignment with who you are today and not in alignment with the wounds of your past. All right. Now, if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, like the video, subscribe to the channel, write the word of the video in your comment bar. All readings that I give away are done live on YouTube. So that means that you have to be open to getting your reading done live. I believe in spiritual law, what's best for everyone. And, I would never say your name, but I never really even need to ask you for your questions. I just pretty much channel. However, if you're someone that wants to write out your questions, you can the day before, or like before your reading, so that I know what you want and I'll channel it, and I'll never say your name if you want it private. But otherwise, it's always, like I said, done live because the channel gets exposure. You get a free reading, and collectively, the readings, a lot of times people resonate, more than one person resonates. So you're helping someone. All right. So again, anything of any importance or relevance, aside from the word of the video, the directions on what to do if you win, and my website and all other important information, other YouTube channels you can find in that description box. All right, we're going to jump in. Let's see what the word of the video is today. Let's see whether the energy stayed the same or whether it changed. Sometimes it does that. Well, that just kind of like flipped over. We'll take it, but since I didn't choose it, I want to pull another one. It just feels right. When we're doing things psychically, that's what we're doing. We're going with what we feel is not what's logically correct. We just have to be strong enough to listen to that inner guidance, right? Look, this card doesn't even belong in the deck, but it's again, I'm going to take it because hello, there's no mistakes. I'm going to pull another one too. There's no mistakes. The illusion is that there is a mistake because we say, I don't like the way that came out, or I don't like the way, and Spirit says everything's in divine order. There's many different realities that play out at one time, however. So the reality that you wanted to experience may not be the experience that you're experiencing, but everything's in divine order. There is no wrong. Again, release attentive repressed nature, which is I want it and I don't want it. And again, and so you're connected to somebody that everybody is on the same page. You know that you're a soulmate. This person knows that they're a soulmate. However, the relationship creates a lot of emotion. Again, overwhelmed because it's like, I don't know how to deal with this person. So I feel like you're connected to someone that doesn't know how to deal with you because you're giving them absolutely nothing. And I feel like, yeah, you have love for this person, but they stress you out also. You're like, I don't want to deal with you. And I don't want to deal with you because I'm putting my energy towards other things at this point. And it's like the way that you're like releasing it. You're like, I don't want to repress it. It's like, I want to come to a place of surrender. And the way that you've learned to come to a place of surrender is by walking away from this person. And I feel like they don't know how to deal with that because they're not used to people walking away from them. Maybe after they, screwed the person over, like cheated on them, lied to them, but it's like this never got off the ground is what I'm feeling. There's just a knowing that there's this deep knowing, this wisdom and knowledge. We're talking about that claircognizance, which is I don't know how I know. And it's that spiritual where the person feels like home. However, there's too much drama. They create too much drama. And again, I can't, that you can't control it. So you're like releasing it because you're like, I would have to like to be with this person. I feel like you think, Scorpio, I would have to repress myself all the time. And what you know is it would be counterintuitive to, again, the journey that you're on. And that's why this person doesn't know how to deal. And I don't know, again, there's also a sense of a lack, that they feel a lack. Now, I don't know why. Spirit tells me a little tidbit before we actually even start the reading with just that energy, but we're going to see why that is what it is, why everybody has a connection, but why this connection stresses everyone out, and why you decided to walk away and this person doesn't know how to deal with it. Let me see. Okay, again, that you felt like they had a lot of time and money for everything else, whether it was a hobby, whether it was other people. So again, everything came before you. And again, that it's for some that have children, their children, like they blamed a lot on their children, like, oh, well, they can't really move forward. They can't really give you enough because they have other obligations. So that goes with, again, hobby and children. It's just outside sources. Like they continue to blame. We're in the way when everybody knows that people give the time and the energy to people that they want to give the time and energy to. I feel like this person has a hard time with how deep this connection is. You called their bluff. Again, see how that happened really fast? That's this connection never got off the ground because you're like, you have all this time and money for everything else, like your hobbies, interests, friends, relatives, whatever it is. Then your children, everything else is the reason why you don't give to me. You have 1,000 excuses. And so you think that I'm going to tolerate this. You think that I'm going to stick around and tolerate it because we have this soul connection, but it stresses me out because it's like I feel like you're always trying to get over on me. I feel like you're trying. So again, this is why you're like I want you, but I don't. And keeping it in this place of you know you're by staying connected to this person you hold on to a cognitive dissonance which it completely throws you off balance because it's your heart and your head are like fighting with each other. Your mind already knows what this person is doing. You're seeing what this person does, but your heart is like, again, as long as you feed it, you're going to stay connected to this person. Not the deck that I wanted, but we'll see. Again, it's a close enough deck that we'll choose three, which is again like I feel like again this person like in a hurry, like always like seeming to like be busy. There's a sense of not giving you the time. Again, a person that's always in a hurry has this manic energy, and there's because you feel on some level they were hiding something from you. And that again, I'm not going to give you time. I'm busy for everything else. And um, almost like this manic energy, like I said, where you're like, I feel like you have something to hide, that you're hiding from me. And you're not giving me any foresight, like of what's going to happen within our relationship. This person has no foresight. They don't consider the effects of their actions because they're again coming from this manic state. So I feel like when they're with you, you kind or even think about you, they get overstimulated. And part of it is because they're in a place of conflict. I want this, but I don't. I have feelings for you. I'm attracted to you, but I don't want this. So I keep getting in my own way. I avoid you. That's how I keep getting in my own way. I make a lot of excuses, hoping that you don't catch on, but you called this person's bluff, so they don't know how to deal with it. So again, just acting busy. This person loves to avoid, and in that, they don't see that by doing nothing, there's consequences. That's what we see here, that it's again that they don't know what to do. And I also feel like they're very influenced by people and situations that are in their environment because they allow themselves to be underneath someone else's spell. Or maybe again, this person has an ex that they have to deal with because of children, and that person, tells them that they're a worthless piece of crap. And so this person, like, again, I feel like is very insecure. And they're insecure because their relationships haven't worked out. But I feel like that whatever it is, it's like they don't listen to themselves. They need to break free of a this toxic, behavior. And that toxic behavior is not listening to themselves, not knowing what they want. Again, this person is very fragmented. And being that they're very fragmented, it's like they usually like tend to like treat people as if they're a conquest. And I think that this person was trying to make you into one of their conquests, but it never got that far because you saw their games and you do your games. And why is the relationship so hard? And then this person also saw that you weren't going to be somebody that just sat there and took it. They saw you as being fierce because they were being flighty. So the relationship fell apart. And now they're in a place of facing it. And they feel like they can't escape it because, again, there's a part of them that feels guilty because they know that they ruined the connection. And I don't feel like that's what they were meaning to do. I think that they didn't know what they wanted to do. And part of it is that you took your power back, and that bothers this person. That's part of it. But it's also the case of I did have a spiritual connection to you. I just didn't know where to put you. I just didn't know how to act in this connection. So we're going to look and see what the person's, again, what their real hidden truths are, what they really think. Like I said, because we see that you were like, I don't care that this is a connection. You make the relationship too difficult. You play too many games. Again, I'm going to call your bluff. Now, this person, of course, is like, I don't know how to deal with it because part of dealing with it would be that they would actually have to come back and apologize. They would actually have to be transparent and apologize. And that was none of those things that this person was when you were dealing with them. So I don't react when people mention you. So again, they're still in their ego. It's like they don't want to be transparent because part of that is they don't know how you feel. So if they say, oh yeah, how's this person? How's Scorpio doing? Then it might get back to you. And if it gets back to you and you don't like them, well, then they have egg on their face. So they're going to pretend that they don't care. I wonder if you are happy without me. Again, they don't know. And that's what's driving them crazy. You put them in a place because you're not doing anything. You didn't react. You're not giving them anything. And that's the best way to be when someone toys with you. Again, they think that they're going to keep you on the hook and not give you anything. So what, again, keep you on the back burner while they're talking to a lot of other people, playing games, busy for everyone else and everything else. You're going to tell me that they weren't talking to anyone? That's you, Scorpio. They weren't talking to anybody. They were just busy with their kids. They were just busy with, their hobby. They were just busy mowing the lawn. They were just busy making dinner. Like, it doesn't take all day. it takes 5 minutes to send a text message. This is an intimacy problem. This is a trust problem. That's because this person didn't like, it's like, yes, I have a connection, but I also know the type of relationship you want because I know the type of person that you are. And it's like, and that's the problem that I have. It's time for me to heal now because I feel like this person still feels a connection, but they're looking at their life and, they're asking themselves. I feel like this person also asks other people their opinion. I said that before. However, I feel like they do. And when they listen to other people, they're asking people that are wounded. Those wounded people are giving that person advice, bad advice. That's confusing this person even more. They really have to, this is a confidence issue. This is a trust issue. Whenever we have bad relationships, what it means is we have a bad relationship with ourselves. And this person has a bad relationship with themselves because they don't even trust themselves. They got to ask other people and understand the environment that you keep will also condition you to make you perceive certain things about yourself. So this person was in a connection with somebody or has been surrounded by people like family, and that family doesn't even need to be an ex. It could be the family that they grew up in. It could be a brother, a sister. It could be even a childhood friend that's considered family that's very negative, that it just had one bad relationship after another relationship after another relationship. And now you're going to take this person's advice, and that's why this person is saying, like, what I feel doesn't match what this person is saying. So it's a cognitive dissonance. So, and that's why this person's also confused because they're like, I have feeling and desire for you, but my mind, I don't trust my mind. And the truth of the matter is that this person is not even making their own decision. They're letting somebody else make the decision for them. That's why. I wish I could take back my words. Again, they can, but they would have to apologize. So they're still in their ego because they're like, I don't really know whether you have feelings or not. So I'm not going to come towards you. And I think that you know, that's how you know the person's not on your vibration. If they're not on your vibration where they can actually come back and say, hey, listen, I'm sorry for what I did. And this is what I went through. And this is why I did what I did. And though I know that it was wrong, I take responsibility for it. Now, this person was playing a lot of games. It's like, and because of their past relationship, they took a lot of shit out on you. It's like they're basing who you are on all their previous relationships. So it's like, again, it's not that they don't feel the spiritual connection. There is one. There's a deep knowing. There's a wisdom. Whenever I pull that card, it's again, we see the sacred geometry in the back. It's a spiritual one. Don't mind the sticker. And the dove. Again, those are all peace. That's all, again, the significance of God, spirit. So this person knows they don't trust themselves. I want you, but there's this passion. And again, and I bury myself and work to forget you, however. Like this person just keeps busy and tries to focus on the money and tries to focus on their life. So this is where they are now. Are they going to do anything about it? Let's see. And this doesn't mean that you take them back if they come back, or that you should. Sometimes it's not an all or nothing type deal. You have to find your balance in the situation. But it just for kicks, the ego always wants to know whether the person's going to come back. Because what we see is that this person is sorry. This person still has feelings, but they don't trust themselves. And mainly a lot is, I don't know how you feel. So I refuse to come back and show vulnerability and look weak and have you like laugh in my face. So I'm not willing to take that risk. Too big of an ego, someone that you shouldn't be bothered with. That alone, just right there, like it's like that's that you care more about what you look like than what the relationship, even though you destroyed the relationship. even though you played games. You could have came back and apologized. You choose not to because of how it's going to make you look. Again, someone of very poor character. So that's why this person like doesn't know what to do. They know that what they have to do, and they know what they have to do. They don't want to do it. That's why they don't show any emotion or feeling. If your name comes up, they don't say anything, they don't do anything, they pretend that it's not even that you're non-existent because it's like they don't know how to handle it. But down deep inside, they want to believe in the impossible. They still daydream about you. They want a romantic ending. They believe in magic. They want a happily ever after. This is like, again, because of that spiritual connection. They want that. That's driving them. But again, they're so uncertain at this time, the situation and outcome is because as long as they let this person, like whoever's around them. And it could be more than one person. It could be their friends. It could be a friend that's like telling them, not even a karmic, just a friend that's saying, oh, like my divorce was so horrible or my separation, I would never date anyone ever again because, whatever their perception is, someone that's poisoning them. So as long as this person stays insecure and uncertain of how you feel, well, they're not gonna come towards you. They're not gonna do anything because it's almost like they're like, I'm gonna wait for you to do something, which by the way is what ruins the connection completely. That's exactly what ruins the connection because yeah, this person held back, they cared more about, I mean, that's really what I'm feeling. Again, sacrifice. Yeah, this person would have to again like release, surrender. They know what they have to do, and that's the problem. There's a part of this person that wants to just give up because of that. Not gonna lie. Like but I feel like even though they're gonna, I feel like that they're gonna give up right now. They're not gonna do anything. They're gonna wait for you to do something. However, they're still gonna stalk you. They're still going to stalk you because there's feelings. So they're going to be in daydream land, because really that's the only thing that can happen. That this person doesn't know, and they're uncertain. Because again, it all is reliant on what you do. If you would have called this person would be back in your life in a heartbeat. If they don't want to be the one that does it. And I feel like you don't want to do it, that you're not going to do it. It's like, and this person knows down deep inside that they know what they need to do. The universe is telling them what to do. They don't want to listen to themselves. They'd rather ask other people because, hey, it's easier. And on some level, they know who they're asking. So they're asking someone that they know that had nothing but crappy relationships. They know that the person that they're asking is jaded, that so they pretty much want the person to say no. Thing is, what they see now and what that person said are two different things, two different narratives. So this is why they're completely blocked. They want that happily ever after. It's not like they don't. They don't want to do anything for it. They don't want to again change. And because of that, their pride and ego, I feel like they ruin the connection because it's again, they're not gonna do it and you're not gonna do it. So first part out is naive, discipline, water, disassociated, laughter, rage. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to put one more, which is suppressed. And then those are your inner child wounds. So what you see when you have gone through a traumatic experience in childhood, that experience creates an energetic um like imprint on your spirit, on your soul. And so it's really what creates a shadow, I should say. The imprint creates a shadow. So that shadow is not you. It's a perception of you due to the experience or the perception about the experience. So what you'll see is until you heal that imprint, and that's by seeing it through a different perception, um, you're going to keep reliving experiences, and those experiences will play out where, again, person suppressing you because they see that you're naive. It affects your individuality, who you perceive that you are. Understand the passion for life is considered our water center. It's our sacral chakra, which again is our unique individuality, who we perceive that we are. It allows us to go with the flow of life. It's our birthing center. It's our emotional center. So again, your emotions that need to flow. Your energy needs to flow. Energy needs to flow and circulate through you. So when the water is blocked, it's because, again, your perception of who you perceive that you are is blocked. And I say that because this is suppression. Someone kept you down. So you weren't allowed to really discover who you were. Someone was, again, stealing your energy, and they thought that, again, you were too naive to really like notice or not smart enough. And in that, it created a lot of um, disassociation is trauma. It's fragmentation. It's trauma because whenever we try to mold to somebody else's perception of how we should be, we're never going to get good results. We abandon ourselves. And the number one spiritual law is you cannot abandon yourself because spirit lives inside of you as a gift of spirit. So when you abandon yourself, then whoever's in your life and whatever is happening in your life, the things that you want to happen in your life don't wind up working out. Because when you abandon yourself and you perceive that somebody else's way of being is better, you don't resonate with your true self, your higher self. And the universe knows when you're being authentic and when you're not. And when you're not being authentic, it creates a lot of anxiety and it creates a lot of nervousness. And when you're, again, trying to become yourself, what happens is it's like you're not disciplining yourself to become yourself. I mean, how do we create our life? We show up for ourselves, and part of showing up is whatever hobbies, interests, talents, dreams, aspirations, whatever it is that stirs up your soul, you put energy towards it every single day. You show up for yourself every single day. When you show up for yourself every single day, you're not abandoning yourself. You have to show up. And it's also the way that you show up. You have to come showing up like in your best energy. And it's not, you don't need to be perfect, but it's how much love you put into something. That's how much time, energy, focus, money that you put into something. When you put more time, energy, focus, and money into what someone else tells you to do, or pleasing someone else, or making someone else's life happier or easier, and that could be because, again, we pulled suppression here. Suppression to the point that there was a lot of anger and rage, where that suppression is a lot of times where a parent projects their belief systems onto you. And those belief systems weren't even theirs. They were their parents and their great parents. So rage is also comes from living a life that you're never getting good results, and that life is always difficult. And life is difficult because you're being undervalued, you're not being respected, you're not attracting those higher levels of consciousness, people that are in alignment with those higher levels of consciousness into your life, because you're an imitation of yourself, or you're too afraid to be yourself. And again, there's only two energies, love and fear. So that fear, when we don't heal it over time, it becomes rage. It's like, but underneath it is fear. That's why sickness and disease happens over time, because we're in a place of rage, that's anger and resentment, because we see that the life isn't working. But life isn't working if you're disassociated and you don't really know, you're fragmented. It means that you weren't disciplined enough to become yourself. You were putting time into like healing yourself, or more paying more attention to your survival, and emotional survival is part of that too. So again, this water element is you were going with the flow of somebody, what somebody else wanted and not yourself. And so that really, and then people were perceiving you as naive or not knowing, and then when really you were being suppressed. So Spirit's saying this person being connected to them, again, want to keep you on the hook, but wants to suppress you too. Like it's a one-sided connection. And over time, you would again be rageful because who wants to be in a relationship that's one-sided? Nobody. And believe me, if the person's not giving you the time and the energy to actually build an emotional connection, once the passion's gone, they'll dispose of you. It's again, they're not going to stick around. It's like that, and that's pretty much what they want because what they believe is relationships don't really last, and they're living somebody else's, perception. But if you don't feed the connection, of course, it's not going to last because you don't know the person. So you're making a lot of assumptions about the person. And I think that that's what this person does because they stalk a lot. So they think that they know you, Scorpio, but they don't know anything about you. And that's the thing. So in the fact that they think that they know you and they think that they're gonna, then they're not building the emotional connection, which again, you're gonna get triggered. And so the relationship wouldn't last. So Spirit says, put all the time and energy into yourself. And because again, know that you are protected and guided by unseen forces. The way is opening to you. So again, like this person, I feel like that they're trying to stop you on your path. If you were to go into their life, they would drain your energy. So Spirit's saying it's the fact that even though you may see it like, oh, this person didn't come into my life, Spirit's saying you are actually protected. Because if they came into your life, they would have just lied and manipulated. They never had any intention of again giving you. That's why there's a problem and this person doesn't know how to handle it. They didn't get what they wanted. Normally they get what they want and then they dispose of you. You never gave them the chance. So it seems like it's unfinished when it's not really unfinished because this person's disrespect, their lack of loyalty are all closure for you. This person's not satisfied with it. They want that happy ending, but their happy ending is where they're satisfied because we know that because they're not willing to surrender their ego. They're just willing to stalk. And Spirit says it may not seem like you're on the right path, but you are on the right path. And part of being on the right path is creating your own way. It's the path that's the less traveled. So again, I feel like a lot of times people misjudge you because maybe your path is very different, and you're a creative thinker, and people tend to base, success from a monetary standpoint. And maybe when this person knew you, they didn't really see that. But what it is, and maybe you didn't see that. But again, I feel like Spirit was protecting you on every level because this person was never intending to change. It shouldn't be that hard. And Spirit says, untethered spirit, live authentically and boldly, unafraid to be yourself. Live out loud. Spirit says, you're on the right path. Keep living. The right people will come into your life. The right situations will come into your life. It's like, that's why. It's to find yourself. When you are on your path, the path unfolds. You never know, but you're open to it. Spirit says, don't have this person in your life. It's like, live yourself. This person would always make you water it down because they don't live their true authentic self. Again, anyone that lives detached and disassociated wants it but doesn't want it, creates so many problems. It's like, who needs it? And Spirit says positive thinking. So again, tells me that you're still on your path, that you went through this experience because it was a karmic test. Are you gonna stay with someone that suppresses you, or are you gonna be true to yourself? You're gonna stay with a person that makes you feel angry because they can't give. Spirit says that's their issue due to their problems. You attracted this person into your life because of that imprint. Now it's about being on your right path. You're protected as you go on your path. The path is unfolding. All you need to do, Spirit says, is keep positive. Positive thinking. Your life is full of small patches of light. Direct your thoughts to what brings you well being. Place what is weighty for you in the hands of the universe, and little by little, the light awakens in your being and you find serenity. So, Spirit's saying, yeah, this was like a karmic test, and you can focus on it and it can ruin your day. You know what I mean? We can ruminate on this person, what a big jerk that they were, or how insecure that they are, or how they made you feel, and it's not going to benefit you. So, Spirit's saying, part of life is to be able to go with the flow, which again is water, um, due to no matter what's happening in your life, and you're able to go with the flow due to the fact that you're on your path, that you're on the correct path. So your path is actually unfolding as you're on it. So don't think that you're not allowed to have it. Keep positive and focus on the patches of light, meaning the patches that bring you love, that fill you, that you see again, reciprocity from, that wherever you're putting energy in, you're seeing, and that's building you up. Keep your focus there, because there's, as you move through your karmic lessons, it's not like, hey, you get all these gifts right away, of a new job or a new love affair or a new spirit thing. No, it's like you get karmically tested a lot of times in the quiet, right before something's going to happen. So it can make you think during the quiet, if this person came in, hey, this is what's supposed to happen now, where Spirit says, no. It's like keep your focus on the positive patches. Don't feed that. Don't ruminate on it. Don't let this person back in your life. Keep your focus on the positive will happen. Stay on your path, because as you're on the path unfolds, and you are being fed love. You are doing something for you. And part of this is for you to be alone and not to and not to connect with anyone. So you can live out loud and be your authentic self, because hey, you grew up in an environment where people tried to suppress you. This person's tried to suppress you. People have that's your thing. That's people come into your life. They get triggered by you, by how much light that you have. They get jealous when meanwhile you're like, they have no reason to get jealous, but I just have people that get jealous of me. Spirit says, so don't get attached to anybody. Become yourself. Live authentically. Eventually, that energy will clear and a new life will emerge, and you will meet new people. But stay positive. Focus on the positive. I'm going to leave that there, Scorpio. You let me know how you resonated with this one, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.